The one here in our first ever PDC Winmore World Masters event. This is our first semi-final of the evening. It is Luke Humphries against Danny Noppert. Let's get the players out with John McDonald.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You've joined us live on ITV Sport from Arena MK here in the great city of Milton Keynes. It's the semi-final stages of the Winmore World Masters, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the semi-finalists. Would you please welcome firstly from the Netherlands, the winner of the UK Open and 6 PDC titles, a World Championship semi-finalist. Ladies and gentlemen, the Freeze, Danny Noppert! Ladies and gentlemen from England, the world #1, the winner of 20 PDC titles worldwide, the reigning World Match Play champion, the reigning World Cup champion, and the former champion of the world.
Is for the first place in the World Masters final against either Johnny Clayton or Dimitri Vandenberg, and to guarantee themselves at least £50,000. Guiding us through it, Mark Webster and Ned Bolting.
Yes, not bad for an evening's work, is it? Potentially, Jackie, but there's a bigger prize at stake here, and that is a place in the final of this reborn tournament, the inaugural Winmore World Masters. And how dearly Luke Humphries, who takes his ambition so seriously, the world #1, would want to make an instant impact on 2025, having suffered that disappointment at Ali Pali, not even making the final in the defence of his world championship. He turns 30 a week on Tuesday, does Cool Hand Luke, and this man, 2 years older than him, Danny Noppert, will be an obdurate opponent. Luke Humphries knows that. Huge experience over the last 3-4 years. The winner of the UK Open back in 2021, a World Series final runner-up 2 years before that, and 6 times, including this, he's been a semi-finalist in almost all of the TV major tournaments. He has been there and done that, hasn't he, Webby?
He's a very underrated player, but a classy operator, Danny Noppert, and he's illustrated that this weekend. Some big performances, beating Michael Smith, William O'Connor, Stephen Bunting. His tournament average is just above 97, and that isn't inflated by one sort of peak performance. He's been pretty much there every game. He operates like that here, he will be more than a challenge for Luke Humphries.
Humphries' tournament average just shy of 100 at the moment. His progress through to this semi-final has been pretty serene. He was shaken up a little bit in the opening set. Was Luke last time out against Damon Heta, the Aussie, who started very fast, but this man is anything but composed. Composure is almost his middle name.
Yeah, the key set was the third set, wasn't it? Damon Heta with a couple of darts to lead 2-1 against Humphries, but it was all Luke from there on in. He's just dropped 2 sets, the one against Cullen in round 1, and that one this afternoon against Heta. He's looked solid, Luke. Looking to add another major title to his CV.
We're at the semi-final stage now, so it's best of 9, which means it is a race to 5 sets. But remember, the sets themselves are lightning fast and very short. You can win a set in 2 legs. Danny Noppert striking a blow there on the Humphries throw. Holding throw in this first leg, imperative for Luke Humphries to get his bid off to a steady start.
Good opportunity for a positive start here for Danny. He'll survive some match starts against Stephen Bunting this afternoon. He's the treble 17 and can't find it, so Humphries will get the opportunity at the 108.
53, Luke Rakai, 108.
Double 16.
76.
So Danny Noppert comes back then for
68.
a break of throw in the opening leg.
Sort of moments of you feel I've got to go Danny's way. He's going to have any joy here. Down to double 2. Be an awkward switch, but straight at it.
64.
Opportunity missed for Danny already.
32.
Hard switch that, isn't it? Every player hates that one. Most players love this double. And not so much this one.
24.
So both players
Danny Rakai, 4.
scratching around a little bit to close out the opening leg, but Noppert comes back with a chance to break the throw again.
Game shot
And takes it this time.
Danny Noppert.
So straight away, this opening
Second leg
set
is Danny to
is
throw first.
slipping away from Luke
Game
Humphries,
on.
because if Danny holds now, he'll take the first set.
Gets it in the end, Danny Noppert. 4 missed for the opening leg for Luke Humphries.
100.
Last leg drama, as we mentioned, against Stephen Bunting.
That was some match, wasn't it?
Just about deserved to win that game, Danny
135.
Noppert, despite surviving the match starts.
Yeah, he was in front for most of it, wasn't he? Stephen Bunting was always a little bit on the back foot, resilient comeback, but Noppert held his nerve and saw it through
60.
to completion. Not the treble he wanted, and disappointing he couldn't follow up on that promising opening visit there from Luke Humphries, and he knows that was an opportunity there.
Danny is giving himself a slender lead in this leg. Humphries will back up the board here, open to find a treble 20, can't find one. You've got a couple of visits from here, Danny. Played in a final of a Pro Tour, these two, last year in Leicester in April, which went the way of Danny Noppert.
140. Danny
So
Rakai,
Noppert then
101.
for the leg, 101 to take out. Humphries lurking dangerously on 70 if he can't. So tops it is. Danny Noppert takes the first set.
Danny Noppert.
And he'll be serving in the first leg of the second set as well.
Second
'cause that
set,
was
first
against
leg.
the
It's
throw.
Danny to throw first.
An excellent
Game
start
on.
for the Dutchman from Frisia, the region of the Netherlands, from which he takes his nickname, the Fries. Good nickname, that matches his temperament.
Yeah, just a no-nonsense player, Danny, isn't he?
140.
just gets on with it, and he's made a real good start of that opening set here. This is their first big TV meeting. They have played on big stage in the European Tour, but in terms of a TV major, this is their first one.
Surprising that, isn't it? But those are the facts.
25.
Overall in their head-to-head, Luke does have the advantage, as you'd imagine. 6 encounters to 4 have gone the way of Luke Humphries.
140.
Looking to bounce back here, Luke. Back-to-back 140s at the beginning of the leg against the darts. First of 5 sets, reminder, in the semi-final.
57.
Johnny Clayton, Dimitri Van den Berg. Little subplot as well, the winner of this. Well, Luke's already got one, but if Danny can win, it's a place in the Grand Slam as well, which may seem
125.
sort of not the forefront at the minute, but the players do think about that when they get these opportunities.
It's the sort of detail, Webby, that's talked about a lot, isn't it, amongst the players
99.
in the practice room, that often just floats a little bit under the radar in terms of the general public. But all these little stories, so important for all these players.
Yeah, kind of listening. We mentioned the Grand Slam thing, and why would you even mention it? With Danny Noppert, getting to a semi-final, he's in touching distance, and you don't want to be in the qualifiers. So you can get it done early in the year. It's just another box tick.
140.
Good visit from Noppert here, but it may count for nothing. Luke Humphries can break the throw here. Double 10 is all that remains,
20.
and he missed that one as well. So the double's not going in a cool hand at all at the moment. Noppert led off really that for him.
0 from 7, Luke Humphries, and Noppert's made him pay in the opening set. He's made him pay in the opening leg here.
Danny Noppert, second leg, it's Luke to throw first.
Sloppy from Humphries, and pretty efficient from Danny Noppert when given the chance to come back.
95.
Which he shouldn't have been given in the first place, because Humphries had done the hard work in that leg.
Panicking, Luke, because the race to 5. He'll want to address it quite sharpish. Poor return on the doubles. Decent from Danny, 3 from 6.
140.
Playing just a tiny bit below his tournament average. Been super consistent over the last 3 days, Danny.
140.
He backs himself, Luke Humphries. He does. He doesn't panic. He knows that he'll get stronger as this match goes on. That's normally the pattern with Humphries.
81.
I was talking to him earlier on this afternoon, actually, after his victory in the quarterfinals, and he did explain to me, Webby, that he's one of the few players who feels
58.
that throughout the final Sunday in a TV tournament, he feels his game gets better, which is, well, isn't always the case, and it's actually quite rare amongst players. You often see players wilt when it comes towards the final. Humphries has on occasion just got better through the evening.
81.
A lot of success has come on the European Tour, and you play last 16 quarters, semis and final, and he's draws on all his experience
100.
in those events to help him equip for winning events like this, and he knows what it's about, Humphries.
$99. Luke to require
Humphries on a
108.
finish now. Has to hold this. And try and hope to break the Noppert throw.
76.
Again, another double going.
Danny, you require 100.
0 from 8 now. 8 doubles, none of them are running.
This for a 2-set lead and 4 successive legs for Danny, and 2 darts in hand. Been hitting at a rate of around about 50%, and he hits again here, and now Luke Humphries may start to have a little wobble here. 2 sets to 0 down, and the doubles are just not happening for him. There's a break after this set, and you feel
95.
Humphries needs to react in this 3rd set.
Well, I mean, that is the difference between the two players at the moment, and it's stark. The scoring, other than that, has been fairly evenly distributed, but when they get on a double, Noppert converts, or he does at least one time in 2. And Luke can't hit a double
58.
for love nor money at the moment, and that explains the scoreline that is staring Luke Humphries in the face at the moment. The crowd are subdued as well.
85.
They weren't expecting this, and frankly, nor was he at the moment.
If Luke Humphries wasn't aware at the beginning of this match, he is now. Give Danny Noppert opportunities, and he will take them. He's made a
100.
career and being just super consistent and taking opportunities when he gets in. That's why he's a major champion, Danny.
60.
Webby, when a big arena like this falls as quiet as this one does, it must be unsettling as well. Granted, a cacophonous noise must be very difficult to play in, but eerie silence is no easier, is it?
Danny silenced them early. He silenced the bunting. Faithful early this afternoon.
He did just that. Changed his nickname to the Silencer.
123.
Good visit from Luke Humphries there, though.
Will it be a 138 to kickstart his evening? He kickstarted his major title hauls. He won his first ever major, the Grand Prix, with a 138 finish. Is he going to grab in his first leg here in the semi-finals? It's not, but he's got plenty of time up for treble 20 and leave it handy.
98.
He kind of needed that last dart to go in, but wasn't close with those treble 19s. And the crowd have remembered why they're here now.
40.
First leg for Humphries, it is.
Finally, he flexes those slender muscles of his and punches the sky, but that smile on his face is rueful. Now, is that the slap round the chops that Luke Humphries has been waiting to give himself? Does his game begin now? If it doesn't, he's in a lot of trouble.
You can pinpoint where the problem is. He's still averaging around about 94, despite those 8 darts missed at doubles. Brilliant start to the leg from Danny.
140.
Fifth 140, yet to register a maximum, Humphries.
$134.
A real feature of this weekend, the amount of youngsters who've been coming along to watch the darts. No doubt
95.
Disappointed that Luke Littler isn't part of the proceedings this evening, but the reason they're here in the first place is quite probably because of Littler's, the phenomenon that is Luke Littler. Roundly beaten though by Johnny Clayton.
Deserved victory for Johnny as well. Tees up a tasty second semi-final with Dimitri van den Berg. Both have been excellent in their runs to get there.
96. Danny required 96.
Well, Humphries is on the big fish if this doesn't go for Danny Noppert, but chances are it goes. He's been very good on the checkouts. Might get a dart here yet. There's different ways he could go here, Webby.
Yeah, he's having an hour in. He's glanced over at Luke's score, knowing it's a big ask. And yeah, he liked going to the open bed.
76.
Obviously the guide to the treble 20, the dart was just below. Maybe he scored his target, but yeah, just thinking really well there, taking a slight risk, but
58.
calculated risk. And Noppert returns to level up set 3.
Well, that was a poor visit, to be honest, from Luke Humphries there. Not finding any trebles of any description. Double 5 then for Noppert.
15.
Now, if that last visit had been a bit more convincing, Humphries would be in a better place than he is here, because this is a long shot and it's a...
52.
His chances are extinct, and yet again a trebleless visit there. Leaves him on 60.
Still get fiddly this though. 1 for double 2 for Danny. Oh, well, there we see it.
There we go.
That can be a problem. Wow. Had a real mess of this leg, Danny. He's gifting this set to Luke Humphries.
Finally, Luke Humphries. Perhaps that gets him started then. He takes the leg, he takes the set, and he narrows his disadvantage to Danny Noppert to just 2 sets to 1. Had that not gone in, he'd be heading for the break, potentially 3-0 down. But that scoreline looks a whole lot better. Is this the start of Cool Hand Luke's renaissance, or can Danny Noppert see it out? Still in the lead in this game, but potentially no longer in the firm control that he was up until that point. It's a big dart, wasn't it, Webby?
Yeah, I think for Danny, he could have handled losing set 3. The fact that he didn't get it to a deciding leg and just have a little crack at Luke on his own darts for the 3-set lead, he really botched that second leg. Still has a 2 sets to 1 lead, but it would be disappointing going into that break just with the errors he made.
Still a break of throw up effectively as well, so he's throwing first in this 4th set. which in the race to 2 is a big advantage. Modest averages for both players at the moment.
Slow burner, isn't it? You'd have to say. Danny will have taken a 2-set-to-1 lead at the first break. Feels Humphries will find a spell, and it's whether Danny can withstand it.
Dart looked destined for the treble 20, but just took a deflection on the way out, which still leaves him, Humphries, looking for first maximum.
60.
Got a chance here, Humphries, to take control of this leg. It's going down to the 19s.
93.
A needed last dart to make that score, that visit, respectable.
He's making inroads on the throw of Danny Noppert here, Luke Humphries. He's going to get an opportunity at the 1-2-8. Saw that
100. Luke
chipped out by
128.
Johnny in the opening leg of his match with Luke Littler this afternoon. Are we going to see Humphries take it here? We may do, on the ball.
Look at that! Noppert looked shocked by that one, but it went in 1-2-8 against the darts. That's a break of throw for Luke Humphries. The first time he's done it, and the first big sign that perhaps now his game can start to purr. And there's the first maximum, as if in confirmation. So the best of Humphries starting to show here, which brings the crowd to their feet.
And they talk about Luke Humphries' average being modest, and in the blink of an eye, it's getting up towards 99.
131.
And that's where he's been operating for pretty much most of the tournament.
140.
A casual 140. Got an iron grip on this leg now, which if he wins, of course he takes the set and levels it at 2 apiece.
40.
A sloppy visit from Noppert. Might go bull. That didn't work. Back for treble 20 and unerringly finding that bed now. Big change all of a sudden for Humphries. What a difference.
And this is how quick sets can turn around.
96. Luke
Some set average as well for Luke Humphries. And in the blink of an eye, this match is going to go level.
Repositions, trying to look around the corner.
12.
Can't quite find it from that angle, but it's going to come back, isn't he? Danny Noppert still on 2-3-4. Smile is back on Luke Humphries' features. This is a fabulous visit. Last dart just going the wrong
123.
side.
Luke required 32.
Is he going to come back? Well.
24.
This will be a real nick for Danny.
Danny, you
3
require
from 16 on the
111.
doubles, 19%. 3 from 16.
Needs a dress in from Humphries. Noppert has had a couple of 10+ finishes already. And this would be a break. He would then throw for the set, but it's not going to go. Some more opportunities for Luke, but no
51.
guarantees.
Luke require
Double
8.
4. No darts player's favourite. Very good dart though from Luke Humphries. He bellows almost to himself there in frustration, geeing himself up because everything was looking set fair, and then he stumbled again over the doubles.
Well, level game in sets, level game in legs. Noppert won the first 4 legs. Humphries won the next 4.
And crucially, that was a break of throw as well. So we're back on throw in that sense as well. And Luke Humphries with the darts now in the opening leg of the 5th set. Pretty much all the metrics now, pretty much all the statistics. Luke Humphries is either ahead of Danny Noppert or nudging closer to the levels
96.
being set by the Dutchman.
Humphries is finding that spell, and once you get those doubles right.
Just that 112 darter, the first leg of the 4th set. That was
57.
well, you have to say the only leg of real quality so far between these two.
It was a decent second leg of the opening set from Danny.
128.
Noppert is just not managed to find his feet after making a mess of that second leg of set 3.
58. Luke
So in a position of some comfort here.
140.
Humphries. Good first dart. Fantastic second dart. Double 10.
130.
The doubles are an issue for Luke Humphries, but he's outscoring Danny. He's going to give himself plenty of goals at the doubles if he needs them, so he'll get there eventually. Noppert's got to try and keep up here.
140. Luke required 10.
So double 5.
Game
Yeah,
shot
one
the
dart
first
required
leg.
from Luke Humphries,
Luke
and that's another leg
Humphries.
going his way. I think that's
Second leg is standing to
3, is
throw
it
first.
4 legs
Game
in a
on.
row, I make it. For Luke Humphries, and a chance here to break Noppert's throw and move ahead on sets.
14.
Noppert clinched set 2, and that was the last time he won a leg. It's been all Luke Humphries, and it's still patchy on the doubles from Luke, but the scoring is there
85.
now, and it's buying in time.
His scoring is there, Webby, but Noppert's has fallen off the edge of a cliff temporarily. Can't find a treble at the moment. Looking down, and that's not even in the 19s.
Yeah, they're taking a step back here. That first dart's going to really frustrate him. He keeps dropping below the treble 20, and ideally you don't want to keep spraying darts around, but Danny's chasing a lot at the minute.
46.
He's chasing around the board, and he's chasing his opponent.
And that's uncharacteristic behaviour on the off-key from Danny Noppert. You don't really see him do that, do you? Take a step back, look frustrated,
135.
mutter to himself. That's not his style.
No, it's just this passage of play at the minute is really bugging. That's a better first dart, something he can work with.
Couldn't follow it up, though.
100.
But better. The scoring, though, all with Luke Humphries in this leg.
81.
He's on 200. Danny Noppert's 115 further back. It's a much better visit. 140.
Maybe should have looked at the ball the last dart, Danny. 25 with the left to finish.
60.
Yeah, no real damage done. Yes, Luke's on a finish. Danny needs to stop a little rot here. Lost the last 5 legs.
It's gone in, I think.
140.
Another 140. It's 2 140s in a row.
140.
So an outside chance here for Luke Humphries. Great first dart.
100.
Well, he's there
Danny
if Noppert
required
falters.
35.
Sort of settling back down this Danny, double 16. Yeah, that's
Game
really
shot
neat in
the
time. He
second
cut back to back
leg.
140. He's
Danny
desperate in the
Noppert. Third leg is
35.
Luke to throw
2
first.
sets apiece, 1 leg apiece. Big leg incoming.
58.
Every player in every match, Webby has a moment, has a leg, don't they, when they wobble, when they start to doubt themselves. Noppert had that big time in the middle of that leg and somehow got through it, survived that test.
Yeah, it's
60.
5 successive legs have gone against him, but he's still well and truly in the match. And one of them's going to cross the halfway mark here.
121.
Well, we have had a 9-darter here in Milton Keynes. Dimitri Vandenberg against Michael van Gerwen late last night. Vandenberg in action in the second semi-final up against Johnny Clayton at the conclusion of this contest between Danny
45.
Noppert and Luke Humphries, which is a proper arm wrestle here as we reach the midway point of this race to 5 sets.
100.
Whoever does get through has got a bit of time to sort of address any faults in their game while the second semi-final is taking place. The advantage of being the first semi-final up.
58.
Humphries in control of the scoring on this leg on throw. 2
135.
treble 20s there, sets it up nicely for him. Just 1 errant dart in the 5, makes it an uneven number, 87.
Noppert isn't leaving a finish. So Humphries,
57.
no
Luke
need to be bringing the
required
ball into
87.
play here. A couple of visits if needed. He may just need a couple of darts to lead in sets. And he leads in sets for the first time. Luke Humphries, he's 2 sets down. He's rattled off the next 3. He's 2 away from yet another major final.
Game on.
It's a lovely marking dart, wasn't it? Just used the barrel, glanced off it, into the bed, and on we go. 3 sets to 2 to the good for Coolhand.
57.
And that was the first set that's gone to a deciding leg. And Humphries won it comfortably.
140.
He gets over the line, Luke Humphries. It's his 11th major final.
60.
He's been collecting software for fun over the last year and a half.
140.
Last big domestic ITV tournament final, of course, went his way up against the other Luke Littler, down in Butlins Minehead in late November at the Players' Championship final. Wasn't the close encounter that many of us had expected and hoped for, but it was a very ruthless performance by Luke Humphries.
And he's starting to become ruthless in this match. The scoring was there pretty much throughout the match. The finishing's getting better now. It's still down at 29%, but the damage has been done early. But he's notched it up a couple of gears here, and Danny just can't stay in touch. Averaging just about 87 is not going to cut it against the world number one.
Double 18.
98.
If I'm not mistaken, he's going up a little bit, just a fraction, Luke Humphries, as if perhaps he was getting himself dragged into Danny Noppert's slightly more modest tempo a little bit earlier on. He's reminding himself of his own natural rhythm, and it just feels a little bit more brisk from Humphries.
Luke require 18.
When things are going your way, it's easy to play your own game, and Humphries has worked his way into the tie. He's taking control of the tie.
Second leg, it's Luke.
In a minute, Noppert's got no answers.
Game on.
Breaks early in the sixth set, Luke Humphries.
Bit by bit, his checkout statistics are looking a little bit more respectable as well. It's now 7 from 23, 30%.
86.
Which is a heck of a lot better than when he was 0 for 8 or whatever it was.
And his first double was at the 9th attempt. Keep harping on though, he's outscoring Danny, and even if you're missing doubles, you outscore someone, you're going to keep giving yourself opportunities, you'll get it right eventually. And that's been the story of the match for Luke.
Rather checkout success percentages. That gap is narrowing between Noppert at 38% and Humphries at 30%. So he's outscoring him and he's closing the gap. And at the moment, he's, as you say, every part of his game is functioning that bit better than Danny Noppert.
55.
Continuing to look a bit flustered. He's just under pressure now, Noppert, isn't he? Humphries is making him miss.
100.
Yeah, the circumstance in which he lost the third set, Danny made some mistakes there, and since coming back from that break, Humphries has taken encouragement from that, and Danny's average has just come down slightly.
58.
Humphries has crept up, and hence why the gap in the scoreline is getting in favour of the world number one.
96.
There'll be a break after this leg, whoever takes it out. That's not quite true. After this set, I should say. It could be after this leg if Luke Humphries sees it to its conclusion.
42. Luke requires 79.
It's just not happening for Noppert at the minute.
So tops it is.
39.
It's a long way outside.
He's so far ahead. He's outscoring Danny, and regardless what Danny Noppert hits here, it's out of his hands. This is for a 4-2 lead for Luke Humphries.
Luke requires 40.
So back for tops, 3 darts in hand, one needed. 4-2 he leads in sets, and the renaissance is well and truly underway for Luke Humphries. He moves to within 1 set of victory against Danny Noppert. He really knows he's got the fight of his life now if he wants to make a 3rd TV major final in his career. Beside me, no doubt, in the bunker, in the multi-board room, off and on throughout the day. What a tournament that is.
Yeah, brilliant tournament, and unlike any other one, no player can sort of map their route, can they? The open,
it's chaos.
Yeah, the open draw element, fantastic. Look forward to that one. And not long to wait.
Set, first leg, it's Luke
Danny Noppert, former winner of the UK Open 4 years ago. His biggest day to date. Butlins Minehead winner, but
57.
Can he turn this one around, Danny Noppert, and book a place in another final? Well, Humphries has given him a little bit of an opening with that opening visit on throw in potentially the decisive set.
I've seen on a few occasions 2-set leads have not guaranteed anything. Johnny Clayton recovering from 3-1 down against Ryan Searle. Damon Hector was cruising against Gary Price, did get over the line in the end, so Players can still turn it around from here, and Luke Humphries will be all too aware.
Steadied the ship from Luke Humphries that last
82.
maximum on the last visit. Restoring parity and scoring in this leg with throw. Holds the throw here, and he'll be 1 leg away from victory.
58. Luke
Not
require
what he wanted.
164.
It's going to have to be some turnaround if Danny is going to get himself to the final.
128.
Looks a beaten man.
Yeah.
And Humphries wants to wrap this up in double quick time.
That's hanging by a thread, that dart.
140. Luke require 36. Game shown the first
Very,
leg.
very efficient from Luke Humphries.
Second
Take
leg
that
is
first
Danny
leg
to
on throw.
first. Game on.
One dart required. And now Danny Noppert is really up against it. If he's broken here, it's all over.
95.
He's got a whole throw here and hope. If he can find the next two legs, 4-3, his darts in the next set. He's trying to make a case for Danny here. But he hasn't managed to get his average up into the 90s for the last few sets now, and he's just not going to get you anywhere against Humphries. And he'll be all too aware of that.
He's a very
59.
composed, fluent player, is Danny Noppert, but that's not the way he's throwing at the moment. You can feel in his throwing arm and his action, there's a lot of movement in it. He's chasing it, isn't he? He's forcing each dart.
Darts that land at funny angles occasionally as well, and he's dropped 10 points below his tournament average coming into this, and that would have made him competitive around about a 97. It just hasn't happened, but he's not done yet, Danny, but it's a tall order.
There we go. His match and his tournament average almost identical, locked in. Almost exactly at that tournament average that he started this match with. So, having wobbled a bit in the first couple of sets, he's really come back to par. And his par is too good for Danny Noppert at the moment.
105. Danny
He
require
may get a match-winning
155.
opportunity in his next visit, Luke, unless Danny can pull a 155 from nowhere. He may well do. Treble 19 for the double. So match-winning opportunity incoming
99.
for Luke Humphries.
Luke require 96.
It could end here. It might end here. Double 9 ends it. Luke Humphries, in the end, cruising to a scoreline that makes it look perhaps a bit more comfortable than it was in the end. Danny Noppert put him under severe pressure in the opening sets of that semi-final, but cool hand, trusted in his ability and came good towards the end in the way he started to put his foot on the accelerator and he blasted clear of his opponent. Another TV major final beckons for the man who's been collecting silverware like there's no tomorrow.